Alright, as y'all can tell today, based on the YouTube video, today I'm gonna train to work on my bench press. My max is 205. I want to get to 215, that's the goal. You know what, right now, I'm gonna focus on really getting a good form, because form matters in actual bench press. So my thoughts on the form could definitely be better. I'm thinking I should do a wide grip, but I've seen people do a more enclosed grip towards the middle. So I'm gonna try that, see how that feels. Okay, so I definitely felt a stretch on that one, but problem is a lot of the triceps, and I'm really not trying to really work on the triceps. I want to get more of my chest into it. So we're gonna do the wider grip one. Right now, I'm gonna start off with adding 45s on both sides. Honestly, I think I want to do maybe about. I think I want to do 185, but in repetitions. Because if I can do a high weight with, maximum reps, then I should be able to get stronger, is what I'm guessing, is what I've did and also studied around. So okay, now that definitely felt good. Now let's try to get to 185 and just do that for the rest of this bench press. Right now I want to really work to 215, but later we'll be doing some shoulder workouts. I think I might be doing 205 right now, but yeah, this is 205. But I think this is my max, 205. So if we can do this in a bunch of repetitions, we can hopefully do 215. So let's see if I can get that. But I'm not gonna do 215 right now. I'll do that maybe by the end of next week. But this is the journey right now. This is where we're starting, and I'm gonna be filming the whole journey until then. So let's get to it. Let's get to 215. Come on now. Okay, since that's my max, maybe it's not the best idea to do that. I think we're gonna go mid down to maybe 180 or something. We're gonna go something a little lower. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we'll go to 185. Do 185 and see how that goes. Guys, if you think I should be doing this in another way, let me know. If you have any advice on how to train to get to another max rep, please write it down, put it down in the comments, and let me know. Like I said before, 185s. Now instead of 5 reps, I think we'll stick it to 3. Just trying to build that strength. So yeah, let's try that. Always remember, of course, gotta hydrate, always. Yeah. Alright guys, moving on. Now we're going to work on our delts here. I wanted to use a other machine, but I saw that doing the cable lateral raises is more beneficial for you than a usual dumbbell lateral raise, because it gets attention both coming down and coming up. So we're going to try doing that. First time doing it. Hopefully it goes out pretty good, and we'll see. So what I just noticed, whoa, okay, this thing keeps getting stuck in my shirt. What I just noticed is that when you get a step farther and you really get that reach here, you know, you're really stretching out that delt, and you come up, you get that more tension than you do from stopping here and going up here. But then when you do it here, it's like a better stretch, because you come here and it's still muscles tight right here in the delts, and then you come back up all the way. It's a lot harder too. So I would definitely recommend, from taking one right next to it, taking one big step to your left or right, depending on the arm, and just really keeping that arm right here maybe on the other side, the right side of your hips, or the right side, left side, depending on the arm, and just really getting that good stretch coming up and then coming back down. That's what I think works, but if y'all think otherwise, let me know, and we'll on to the next arm. I would say go more arm's length away from the machine, from the cables. And they're getting that stretch in again. And again, keeping the posture. I think keeping posture is a lot better too, because then it's like if you lean too forward, feel like you're working more anterior delts. I can feel my anterior delts working, but I want to really work on my sides, so I'm gonna keep my legs back. Definitely all harder when you take that one arm's length step from the cable. That's my favorite. That's my favorite now. It's probably my new favorite machine because definitely feeling it a lot better than lateral raises for sure. Because it's both controlling the negative and the positive, and of course feeling the tension as you're coming back in, still getting that stretch in the delts, even when you're going negative. So definitely recommend you doing cable. Arm's length. Again, arm's length. Getting that stretch from the opposite hip. And then coming up. And keeping a good posture. Or maybe, hold on, let's try this out real quick. I saw someone say lean forward. How's that going? Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I don't know, guys, something about, I thought maybe going diagonal, getting it lean might help. But I don't know, I'm not liking it too much. I'm not liking the lean a little bit too much. But let me know what y'all think. If that actually, like, makes the delts a little bit more active. I'm not sure. Let me know, because I'm not sure about it. So definitely would look up and check that out. But I'm gonna just stick to the regular standings, upright. Again, guys, this workout doesn't work the utmost 100%. It doesn't work unless you actually control the negative when you're coming back down. Actually control it. Don't just do this and just let it come down easily, because you're losing gains. You're losing gains when you don't control coming back down. Then there's been studies that show that it helps to control every part of the workout, not just letting shit fall. Unless it's like a deadlift, like you can just let that barbell drop. But with exercises like these, you really want to get a good control here and a good control coming back down. Because if you don't, then you're losing about 50% of the gains that you're trying to get. Just saying. If you want to argue about it, argue. But that's the truth. We're speaking the truth here. Alright, that was the end of that one. Moving on to working on the posterior delts. And lastly, we'll work on the anterior delts, because anterior delts work in every exercise you're doing. It's always activated. So we're going to work on the parts of the delts that aren't as activated. So posterior and medial delts. Let's go get that. Alright guys, so the machine, again, that I wanted to use is being occupied right now, but I'm gonna start doing these, I guess, work on the medial back and the posterior delts. So start off with a little warm-up, doing 10s on each side. These are going to be rows, but the rows said is not trying to work on my lats like usual dumbbell rows. These I'm really trying to work on, again, the posterior delts, but it's going to work on my medial back too, which is also very important, which not a lot of people tend to work on. So we're going to try. We're also going to try to do that. Just a little warm up here, and yeah, I'm looking at my legs right now. I don't know if y'all see them. Might have to start doing a lot more leg day. Definitely a lot more. Definitely going to start doing running and cardio a lot more, because who doesn't want a good heart? As you can see from my form, it was a little lower. My back, I was leaning a lot more forward, trying to keep it straight, because if I do it here, I'm really working on the lats. But if I'm doing here, everything is pretty much balanced from the end of my medial back to lower here. So then I really get to engage a lot more of the medial and the posterior delts, and maybe just a tad bit of the lats, just this upper part, but very little. But yeah, that's why I like doing that workout, because again, trying to work on delts, posterior. But yeah. Okay, now moving on from the warm-up, I'm gonna go to heavier weight. I want to stay here. I'm gonna do 15 reps and 4 sets. And again, as I've been saying in a bunch of other workouts, I want to control both, and the positive and the negative. So coming up and then coming back down, both of them. Because again, you're losing gains if you don't do both. Alright guys, you already know, we're going to finish up the upper body workout with pull-ups. And if you made it this far through the video, like, subscribe, share, comment, and follow me in my journey to bench press 215. I'm not a big guy, but I really want to hit that 215 mark. So follow me and let's get this workout, let's finish it. And I'm gonna do some bike afterwards, take some pictures, post it on the gram. I'll put my Instagram and TikTok in the description. Follow those links too. And okay, I'm a little bit tired, but you know, this is when it's make or break it, you know? This is what really makes a person unlock their inner potential. Again, I've been saying that a lot because that's the truth. We all have that inner potential that we need to do. So in saying that, let's get this workout, let's hit it, and that'll be the end of the vlog. You know what, let's do a little show on how strong my kicks are. Because I used to do martial arts and I played soccer. So let's see if I still got it. Oh yeah, still got it. A little bit of a weird thing, but just gotta check. Still got that power in me. I also want to add one last thing before we close out the vlog. So, in everything that you do, in any job, any career, workout, any plan you're making, you need to think about the little details. And sometimes those details are the boring details. And what tends to happen is that people stop working, people stop what they're doing because they're tired of doing the boring stuff. They want something to excite them. They want something that's thrilling. But if you want to go for something, if you want to do something, play soccer, football, if you want to be someone in computer science, you want to do coding, you want to run a business, you got to know how to do the small stuff, the boring stuff. You need to learn how to make that algorithm. You need to learn how to add that little bit of detail into your training plan. You need to learn how to schedule everything. You need to get the equipment, learn how you can use your money to kind of get the resources that you need. Those little details like that are so boring that no one wants to do. And it ruins the whole point of you achieving your goal. Because if you want to achieve something, you got to do everything. Doesn't mean you have to do everything right, because sometimes things aren't right. Sometimes you do things that they just don't make sense. And I'm not saying right as in, you do something evil to get there, like you give someone money and, you give the judge money to let you get out of jail. Not like that. I mean, there's more than one way into doing things. But in that gray area, you need to find, again, those little details. I know I'm yapping a lot, but if you don't understand what I'm saying, at least remember this. The boring stuff and the little details matter. Everything that you do matters. Okay? And I'd like to thank Coach Eddie, Coach Jimmy. I sat down, had a conversation with them. If you don't know who they are, they're both the soccer coaches at my university, Texas Lutheran University. Great people. I learned a lot from them. And that's one of the things we talked about. It's about going out and doing the small, boring things so that you can build up to having everything prepared and be in that spot where you want to achieve success. So I really want to thank them again. Coach Eddie, Coach Jimmy, thank y'all for that advice. And again, I want to tell y'all this. I want to tell y'all that little bit of advice that I learned. So thank you. Thank you for watching the vlog if you watched it. And again, like, subscribe, and let's continue this journey. Let's continue the journey of working on ourselves and focusing on the little details that make us better. All right, I'm Joaquin, and that's a wrap.